Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Elsie from Illuminate, and I have Wilson here today with me from Trinax. So together we bring strategic brand experience, innovation, and technology to help design the future of travel retail experiences. So today the travel retail market is at a $100 billion opportunity and with Asia Pacific leading growth. But what we are also finding out this as well is that the travelers today are much more selective. They are more experience driven and more intention with their time and spend. So how do we engage them in the travel retail market? We see a gap between the expectation and delivery. So today, brands have visibility in the airports, maybe too much of it, but how do we consistently tell the storytelling of the brands? How do we personalize, drive consistency, and also conversion? And also, in actual reality, on the ground, it's also very complex because we look at having limited human capital. There is a knowledge gap. There's multilingual audiences and time variability because travelers today they are either going in, they have not much time, they have to purchase and go, or some of them has got longer dwell time. So how do we support the traveler better, helping the brands to deliver more consistent and commercially effective experiences?
And next, I want to introduce you guys my dear friend Jimmy. Jimmy is from Singapore. He's a Singaporean. But if you pass through the World of Innovation Zone, you guys probably already noticed there's a hologram there, right? Jimmy was standing there, waving hands, saying hello to everyone. But we programmed him as sort of can help everyone to take a group selfie for this conference, TFWA. But imagine for travel retail, we can use this prototype. Oh, sorry, Jimmy, you're human. We can use this prototype to really help travel retail to improve the shopping experience for travelers. We can make it more responsive. We can make it more human-driven. And what's more important is sometimes when we go into a shop, we walk out of the shop, and it's like nothing happened because no one talks to us. Leveraging the technology can really help us to drive a memorable, unforgettable shopping experience for brands and for clients. And next, I want to say Jimmy is super, super helpful because he can help brands, retailers, airport to achieve many things. First, he can inform and educate. So you can leverage Jimmy, leverage Gen AI to really help to introduce what a product is. And it could be a wine, it could be a fragrance, it could be a gift, exclusive gift. But also, Jimmy can really help to to work with the airport, to guide, to be a wayfinder, to guide people to find their best fried chicken at the airport. And also, Jimmy can really be a personalized consultant. For example, you can input where you're from and where you're gonna go. So Jimmy can help you to give you some recommendations of the products that you can shop at the airport. Last but not least, Jimmy can invite maybe his cousin Jenny from Blackpink to do some interactive activities with the shopper and the travelers. So the thing is, we noticed that we can leverage technology and Gen AI. We can really elevate the shopping experience. But at Trinax, at Illuminate and Trinax, our ethos is technology is just an enabler. We can really need to think of a way to design, to put the experience as the first, and then we design and to input all the technology into the components.
Yeah, so this is our core point of view. We always start with what the experience is first, and then the technology will be an enabler for us. So these strategy first models will help us to connect all the different dots on how do we attract our travelers from pre-trip to on-trip to post-trip. And it's always human-centered and enabled by technology. So we are orchestrating the entire traveler journey, not just the individual touch points itself. So we are grounded by insight and driven by precision. So we always start with understanding what the travelers are doing in terms of what their behaviors are, what are the mindsets and the moments that matter, and also identifying where the experience can create the greatest impact. And from there, it drives our insight and strategy into designing and the storytelling itself. So we look at the full storytelling, the environments, the different touch points, and making the brand more distinctive, intuitive, and also memorable. We also then look at the end of the journey in terms of execution and guidelines. How do we execute and realize and bring all these wonderful ideas to life? So we're able to work with a brand to bring this from strategy all the way to execution.
Next, just want to give you guys a quick overview of what some of the projects we have done in the past. We work closely with all the fashion and luxury fragrance brands. So you can see a lot of interactives, lots of how we combine the design and the software, hardware, and shopping experience all together. So I think one of the noticeable projects is Chaji. So Chaji has taken the world by storm. So we help Chaji basically to transform from a regular tea shop into, we design the experiential zone for the shop. So people can come together, the family can come together, they can play some games, interact with each other to leave an unforgettable memory. But we're also working closely with companies like, especially Changi Airport. So we customize a smart redemption machine, so can boost the sales at airport. So people have to spend over, let's say, $100, then they come back to use our smart redemption machine to redeem the exclusive goods from Changi Airport. But last but not least, we're also working closely with governments such as URA, urban development agent authorities. So this project, basically, we leverage the power of Gen AI to really help the government to invite, first time ever, to invite public to join the planning of the future of Singapore.
So ultimately, this is what we mean by making design experience to work harder for you. It needs to be more relevant so that we design it around the real traveler behavior, context, mindset. So, and also that they have to be more intuitive so that it's clear, it's effortless and responsive in this fast moving travel retail environment that we are working in. And of course, to be more effective at the end of the day, because it needs to be purposeful by design and we need to measure them to make sure that they are it all comes together so that it's not just being memorable, but also commercially meaningful. And this is based from the insight that we've got from Mindset. So experiential retail drives the influence and spend in travel retail. Over 70% of duty-free shoppers are influenced by experiential retail itself. And with that, out of that, 44% will spend more through experiential retail than those who did not. So let's continue the conversations together. We can help you to design your next travel retail experience. We are at the World of Innovation Pod, stand number 3. So I'm Elsie, and this is Wilson.
Thank you, guys. And definitely come drop by our booth and say hello to Jimmy.
Thank you.